Yeah, beautiful day here in Trellis Bay on the BVI, just off Beef Island by where the airport is. Tonight's going to be the full moon party, so that's what we're here for. Viewers of our series probably have noticed that we run little promos for Vela Sailing Supply, sometimes on the pre-roll and other times after the episode, and that's because Vela has been fantastic for us. We don't get paid for that. It's just something we do to try to thank them for all the hard work, and they really do put hard work into getting us taken care of on the parts that we need. When you're out off the grid, you need top-end support this way, because you're not going to find these parts in the channelries and in the little hardware stores and places like that you have to go to get stuff if you're in the Caribbean or even in Europe. Rod and his people totally took care of us on this Furler replacement. He sourced it, he got the headstay put together, he did the math on the back end to make sure that it was the right product for the application, and so we just can't say enough good things about Rod and Vela Sailing Supply. We highly recommend. Their website's fantastic, and they can get just about anything shipped to you at a pretty reasonable price, and that's really the only thing that we have agreement on, is that he will try to give us the best price that he can, and it's a handshake agreement, and that's the best. We're totally happy with that. So with that said, let's jump into the replacement of the Furler. Lots of fun here. So here's the super yacht Chaos, reportedly or reputedly owned by the Walton family, Walmart. And they've got, hard to see, they got a friggin' pilot to help back a super yacht out. It's kind of an embarrassment to the captain, in my opinion. Lady thinks there might be some sort of a regulation here about the size of the boat, but I mean, basically it's a deep water harbor. All they have to do is control the thing and not crash into surrounding boats and structures. So Wendy just came back with our Furler. This is the first of 3 boxes. That's going to be the replacement for our old hood sea furl system is getting swapped back out. So new headstay and new Furler, and so we're going to need to do some work. I got to go back over there with the dinghy and get the rest of it. The ladies at National Marine Supply graciously agreed to accept our boxes. Now this is our box, about the max that poor Dingy can handle. Alright, well, I've done the worksheet in the manual to make sure that I've got the upper foil length calculated in advance. That's important. You have to cut that one down. The rest of them will all fit together. I also need to make sure that my shackle, my tack shackle, is 30 inches off the deck. That's what we currently have, and that's what we want to keep. So those are the 2 variables in the whole thing, and making sure that those will work. I also have, some documentation on what what the existing system looks like, and that's just good stuff to have. Meanwhile, I've got the Furler assembled in here. This is my halyard that chafed through, and I'm going to need to do something with that. Got my bosun's chair. Put in here is the new foil drum, and the legs that it's sit on. They're just attached for measurement right now. Alright, so the first order of business was to use this spare halyard to hook onto this large pad eye on our foredeck. And this is going to be our new temporary headstay. It's super important to do this. We're going to, the masts are not nearly strong enough to support your weight without being braced by the standing rigging. Business is to release this hydraulic backstay tensioner, and as you can see, the problem with this backstay tensioner, and it's a factory issue, is that this ram gets extremely rusty and all the plating has come off of it, and that's damaged the seal in here, and we're looking to replace it. But I love the design of this thing, and nobody knows who made it. All the decals and everything on the side are gone, and so anyway, we're probably gonna have to go with Navtech or one of the other brands. Here you can see that our riggers used substandard cotter pins when they put this together, and so it's just the whole thing is this is the next piece on the list. So we're going to start by removing these lock nuts on the system. I'm also going to have to get some tape out and document the location of this before I release it. I need to be able to put the backstay back to this setting when I'm done. So we got this loosened. I'm just gonna release the bleed valve really gently and let it extend. Here's that it's done, probably up to the stop of this one. Back stays pretty loose. I'm loosening the topping lift so the boom's not fighting it, and now we're just working on the furler itself. So Wendy's sitting here just kind of getting ready to tie this off. Doesn't want to go anywhere. And here's try to remove one of these pins. And just try to, disconnect this whole thing. I don't want to lose any of these pins either. I want to make sure I save them. And here we are with this completely disconnected. I'm going to take this lower toggle off here in a second. And the next step after this is going to be to get up on top of the mast and lower this sucker down. So yeah, we had to find our way to the sail loft, and here we are at the Quantum sail loft in Charlotte Amalie. And they're going to take a look at the sail. Here's Talisman's big Genoa. And so yep, we're all good to go.
That'll be okay?
Hold up a second.
You gonna hand it anyway?
Sure. We're not gonna. What's that? Just need to kind of make sure that this, whatever she needs help with. Okay, Gwen, going up.
Mind if I come on in?
Sure. Yeah. What's your name?
Carl.
Carl. I'm Kevin.
Kevin? Wendy, nice to meet you both.
We're taking down our furler.
Okay.
So he's going up. We're going to mouse the line back up over and bring the furler down. So
Okay.
we got to cut a couple of steps.
Okay, a bit more. A little more. Say that. Okay, I'm pulling up the line now. It's caught on something. What's that? Try jiggling it back and forth. Came down off the mast because we're having pretty significant weather coming our way. You can see it raining across the way.
These guys are great. Really patient and totally interested in fixing the problem and not just like standing there and helping.
Yeah, and punting. Yeah, the neighbors on this Melo across the way came and helped us mouse the halyard through. It just wouldn't go. It was getting caught up on, I'm pretty sure it was getting caught on the on our kind of half halyard, the one that comes out of the, it's kind of the staysail halyard.
When we released it.
Okay, it comes out of the mast about halfway up. Once we release that, which we're using right now to support the mast, just to give it some extra support. You know, eventually we got it through. I didn't bring the camera up to film all that because it was just the third or fourth time up the mast. So once we got the headstay halyard moused through, eventually, I was able to tie a rolling hitch on the top here. I put this tape around so it couldn't slide forward. I needed to lift this eye up enough to get the clevis pin out. But you can see the damage to the front of this, to the top of this foil. It's just absolutely destroyed. And now it's a matter of getting the new furler put together. And we'll have to do that here in a little bit. I'm sure the people from the marine are not going to be too happy about having this thing sitting on their dock for too long. No, here's our new headstay, and this is what's called compacted strand or die-formed wire. It's stronger, more beefy than the standard 12 mil wire, which is even an upgrade from most boats this size. 12 mil is a pretty big size. Well, here's the furler, kind of laying on the ground, the old one. And we're going to assemble the new one here as well. So we have all the parts and everything here. The foils I still have to go get back from the boat. But this is why we're at this marina. We knew that there was a location where we could do the work in the shade. And there's Talisman over there. Bow into the wind, which is a big thing. We had to make sure that we could put the sail up when we're done. Moving along with the project. There's all the foils laid out. We've checked the length of the forestay and it's accurate. We have a lot more adjustment with this system than with the old, because there's a lower turnbuckle on it, which is not part of the original system. So we have tremendous adjustability of the system. And gosh, the upper swivel is something to behold. I mean, to give you an idea of how things have changed. That is huge in comparison to this little thing over here. Once that's in, to really pull off. It's only an inch of clearance at the top to the eye swage. You really can't go above that.
Kevin's masterpiece.
Hi everybody, I feel exhausted and tired. Here we go. Out with the old, in with the new. Got this all ready to go. Unfortunately I had extra furlers, foils that have to be thrown away. I just don't have room for them. They probably cost a lot of money to buy, and I'm sure people will be like, what? But this is what happens. You just can't keep this stuff.
Oh, Fred's got no shoes.
Not much to look at the moment. Everything is all protected, but this is the new furler. And it is awesome. It is so much more heavy duty than the old version. Get it all protected with beach towels and everything, and just trying to keep it from getting scratched up. Did you hand him that tape there, Wendy? The tape's on the coach. It's on the coach. Yeah, do what you want. I got scissors to cut it all off with. Whatever you think is right.
Okay.
I think it's going to start bunching that tape up. At least that's the hope. I got a bunch of twists and stuff in it.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
Once it tightens up, I hope it'll be okay, but whatever you guys think. All right, there we go. We got it in. Got a big rolling hitch on here. Tape on both sides of this line. There wasn't a whole lot I could do about it. So we're gonna have to just go with this for the moment. It's only the cover. The Dyneema core is still fine.
Here's the guys from the Malo that helped us so much with getting the furler up. Kevin's still up there.
And there we are. I mean, this is it right here. We gotta lower this down a little, and you know we're in pretty good shape, I think. Pretty good shape. I think we get some rain here in a second. Big thing is we're doing the rigging adjustment right now, and so I'm looking up at the top. And it looks good. The rake of the mast is good. It's very, very similar to what it was before. And here comes the rain. Morning when there's very little wind, I think we're going to try to put the sail up. And here we are, the new furler installed. We're very excited to have a swivel that's silky smooth. It says up. So we installed it correctly. That's always a good thing. The way this works is interesting. It's got two legs that keep the furler from spinning, and a ginormous toggle and an actual turnbuckle for adjustment, which is so cool. Now we have full adjustment on everything. Looks like the anchor is going to fit okay, and bottom of this is made of metal, which is nice. So if the bottom, if the shank of the anchor hits it, it won't be the end of the world. This is the last little bit. I'm putting safety wire on the tack shackle here, and I don't want this wire to go overboard or anything, but for the video, this is how we do it, just like that. And then you curl it back so that it can't catch on anything, just like so. And swaging, or I'm sorry, I keep saying swaging. Getting these things safety wired is a huge part of cruising life. If this thing comes loose at sea, it's gonna be bad. But the sail is up. Got it all nice and furled, and it is great to have that up. I have to say, it has been a real stressful time for me. I just feel as though you know, this is to not have a sailing boat just kills me. So anyway, we're good to go.
Roger that.
Okay, why don't you be careful back there.
Here on this side. Put a little tension.
Why don't you let go? Let go, Marty. Let it go.
Right on this side, yeah.
All right.
Clear here.
Well, our first test of the new furler. We're in probably, I don't know, 17 knots apparent, and it looks to me like it needs a bit more halyard tension, but otherwise everything is good. Boat's cranking along at 6.5 knots, and that's plenty fine. Beautiful windy sailing.
The guys at Quantum Sails did a great job of fixing our sail.
They really
We
did.
had a couple of tears at the top and the bottom of the bolt rope, and they extended it by another 18 inches, which I think is really helpful as well. So it's looking really good. Very happy about that.
Yeah, I asked them to add 18 inches to the bolt rope at the bottom. For some reason, the people at Dolphin didn't do that. We gave them all the dimensions, but it just kind of ended up that way. But that's okay. It's all good. I think Talisman's back in the game, and it's really, really nice to have a functioning furler, one that you can pretty much know is going to work. Assuming some catastrophic failure doesn't happen, I just can't see that happening at this point in time. But you never know until things get actually used. They have to be stretched into place and all that.